Hello, welcome back. Tonight I'm going to talk about two different topics. One is a metaphor referring to Greece's debt, and the other one is about how government interfered in the stock market and how that brought uh, degrees of success in the history. And I'll be talking about Hong Kong and Japan. So first up, missing a payment to the fund is like failing to repay a beneficent grandmother who helps you out when things have become so bad that nobody else will. It does not go down well with the family and casts a shadow over all conversations that follow. But what happens if your grandmother is telling your uncles and aunts to give you a break? Should she not be willing to do so as well? The IMF is, of course, a long way from being a genial granny, but its articles of agreement do make allowances in cases of exceptional hardship. The rule in question, Article 5, Section 7G, has never been used. However, if 70% of the fund's board agree that a country meets the hardship condition, then it can give that member as long as it needs to repay its debts to the fund. It is pretty clear that the IMF's management does not want to go down that road. Ever since the original European-led bailout of Greece in 2010, developing world members of the fund have grumbled about what they see as the special treatment accorded to Athens. People close to the IMF argue the exceptional hardship test should be limited to countries hit by natural disasters rather than extended to anti-austerity governments. And the truth is, even forgiving all of Greece's IMF debt would not solve the country's problems. Yet there is little doubt that these are exceptional times and that hardship looms in Greece. Interventions bring degrees of success. Government interventions in foreign exchange and money markets are common, but attempts to interfere directly in stock markets are far rarer and more controversial. However, there have been recent examples when governments or stock exchanges in Asia acted to halt sliding equity markets with varying degrees of success. One of the most famous interventions came during the Asian financial crisis in August 1998, when the Hong Kong government bought 118 billion Hong Kong dollars of stocks in what it said was an attempt to deter short sellers who were targeting the equity market and the Hong Kong dollar. The index had declined by 30% in the month before the 10-day intervention, and a study by economists at the University of Texas at San Antonio showed that the index outperformed other Hong Kong stocks 24% when the government started buying stocks. They concluded that the government intervention corrected an undervaluation induced by the speculative attacks on the currency and the stock market. But other analysts were more skeptical, with David Webb, a corporate governance campaigner in Hong Kong, arguing the move was extremely damaging to the market's credibility. Possibly one of Japan's most successful interventions came shortly after the worldwide Black Monday crashes of October 1987. Authorities issuing a barely disguised command to pension funds and life assurers said those institutions could shift a much larger proportion of their assets from bonds to equities. They complied, and within a day or two, the Japanese stock market began a 24-month bull run that made Tokyo the world's best performing market at that time. In the wake of Asian financial crisis, and again after the 2000 collapse of the IT bubble, authorities became huge buyers in the market. In 2009, a government corporation established to buy 2 trillion yen of stocks held by the nation's banks between 2002 2002 and 2004 was revived as an emergency step and given a 1 trillion yen budget to start buying again. Even now, Japan is barely able to disguise the way its central bank's easing program has been used to stabilize the stock market. Since late last year, the Bank of Japan has been buying exchange-traded funds holding 3.85 trillion yen by the end of 2014. The stated plan is to boost these holdings by 3 trillion yen by the end of 2015, but strong hints have emerged through the local brokerages that this may grow to 6 trillion yen. Most critically, traders say the Bank of Japan seems always to step in with its exchange-traded funds purchases when the TOPIX index appeared in danger of falling through supposed support lines. So that's it for today, and tomorrow is TGIF. Thank God it's Friday, and I will not be able to come back here to record another YouTube video. So have a nice weekend and see you next week.